fame. His bank account is as rich as his name. That's Rich, Richie Rich.
The Richie Rich Show.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Trucker Richie Rich, back on the ones and twos. Here to make a video about something that caught my attention while strolling social media. I want you guys to take a look at this clip I'm about to upload. It's about 2 minutes and 48 seconds, but it's a topic that we should talk about. I have mixed feelings about this, okay, when it comes to leasing a truck and working for a mega carrier. This is one of the drawbacks of leasing a truck that I kind of don't like, but we're going to talk about it. I want you guys to watch this clip, and I'll get back to you in a second.
Nope, even better. I emptied that truck out and I left it right on the exit ramp. I said the truck is off on a ramp, and this was their response. I'm gonna show y'all what the response was. Hold on. So I told them I left it on a ramp and that they can come pick it up. What I said was truck number blah 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 and trailer number blah 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 is vacant and is on an exit ramp. This was his response. He was like, you can't just leave it on the ramp. You need to follow the instructions blah 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 gave you. I said, I don't know who that is. I could take it to the nearest truck stop. Nobody gave me further instructions nor called me back with any more info. I did what I needed to do, and I'm logged off the truck as well. I'm headed home to my family. If the truck needs to be moved, I can move it after 5 p.m. tomorrow when my husband gets off work. Thanks. Have a good night. They really thought I was finna leave that truck in Florida and be stranded with my 9-year-old child. No. I put fuel in that truck, so I nicely drove it to Atlanta, Georgia from South Florida. It took me 7.5 hours. We got to Georgia and we cleaned the truck out, did what we needed to do. I left that truck on the ramp. I said, y'all can come get it. I said, if y'all want to move somewhere else, I'll move it tomorrow after my husband get off work. Cause no, y'all want to do me dirty and still think I'm finna make it easy for y'all? Ooh, Them folks had me bent up like elbows and knees, thinking I'm finna make it easy for them, thinking I'm finna help them out after they done terminated me. Wrongfully terminated. No proof, no evidence, no nothing, no signed documentation or nothing. Y'all, them people are dirty. Just complete mistreatment and the disrespect. Like, I'm like on the phone with this lady. I'm like, who does she think I am? But I wasn't going down without a fight. Look, y'all not finna, I'm not just one of them okay type people. No, we finna tussle. And I'm gonna take this truck to Georgia and I'm gonna get my stuff off and y'all can come pick up y'all's truck if y'all want it. Period. But I get up there, it's like 2 minutes away. I get up there and the truck is gone. I'm like, oh, they must have came and got the truck. So I try to open my app and all my information is gone. Like, I can't get into the app. I can't see like what the money that I'm owed. Good thing I screenshot it, because I know what I'm owed. I know what's in my e-fund. I know what's in my tire fund. I know the amount of money that I'm owed for the lease completion incentive. I got everything I need. Evidence, proof, messages. I'm just glad I screenshot stuff. But anyway, that's my little rant.
Hey, we're back again, guys. We're back again. Listen, you saw that video I just uploaded. I got mixed feelings about it. Okay, one, truck abandonment is never a good idea. Okay, you should never abandon your equipment, no matter how pissed off the company makes you. But we are in different times now. Okay, this is a different market and this is a different situation. I once met a guy, right, that abandoned his equipment 13 times and he was still getting hired. Okay, I was sitting in orientation and they said to him, like, you abandoned your equipment 13 times, and they walked him out of that orientation, but he can still get a job. Not necessarily truck abandonment is a career killer. Not really, because you can always get a local job or a LTL job where the truck has to come back every day. And you can always explain your situation to the carrier. Okay, right now we are in fickle times, and there's a lot of excuses and mitigating factors that will cause a person to abandon their truck. Okay, sometimes you can't help it, and I give you a point example. if you're working for a carrier, right, and say you are a lease driver, and say the last 2 months you have not made a paycheck at all. I mean, you have zero money. Okay. The carrier gets upset with you because you just refuse to do something or whatever happens, and they terminate you and tell you to park the truck at the nearest truck stop or at their drop yard. Okay. Say their drop yard is in Florida, like this young lady here. Okay. And say you live in Kansas. Okay. How do you get home? Because the carrier is not obligated to get you home. Now, I've always tell guys, right, and females, always keep $1,000 put away, or have a line of credit that has 1,000 or more. Okay. Personally, I like to have like $5,000 put away. Okay, for emergency, for this particular reason. And say the carrier's like, look, get home on your own. That's where I can say truck abandonment. It's understandable. Okay. And if I was an employer, I would sympathize with a person who said, listen, the carrier told me to drop the truck off in this location. I live 1,000 miles in the other location, and in 2 months I haven't made a paycheck at all. Okay. I didn't know how I was going to get home, and I was concerned and worried. So I drove the truck nearest to my hometown, and I left it somewhere that I thought was decent. Now, this person left the truck on the off-ramp, okay, in Atlanta, Georgia, which, if I'm not mistaken, Prime has a drop yard in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know if you guys know about that, but they actually have 2 of them. They have one near a cold storage in what is that, Union City. There's a drop facility there, and there's also a drop yard somewhere in Atlanta where they use. I remember picking up a load there a long time ago, and it was a drop yard that they use. But this particular individual left her truck on the off ramp. She had her 9-year-old daughter with her. You know, she probably didn't have the financial means to get home. Okay, we are in a different market. Truck abandonment is never a good thing, and I'm always uneasy about how carriers do that when they terminate you. Normally, they route you back to the terminal and then get you a taxi, or give you the option to get a rental car or a Greyhound to go home. But Prime must have got pissed off with this person and said, listen, get out my truck now, which I don't think they should did that. Okay, Prime, I don't think you should have done that, even though you control the truck. Okay, and that's the thing I have a problem with leasing, because I don't like how a company can tell you, you know, especially, you know, companies in certain states that are at-will employers. Technically, you're not an employee, so they don't really have to give you a reason to terminate you. Okay, they can just tell you, look, freight's crappy this week. Go ahead and park it. Find your own way home. So, do I agree what she did? No. Would I do that? No. But I understand. You have your 9-year-old daughter, and you have all your stuff in this truck. That's one reason why years ago I stopped putting so much stuff in my trucks, because I learned my lesson. When I first got my truck, I used to have a PlayStation in here, TVs, VCR, DVD players, refrigerator, all kind of ambience. I mean, this truck was packed in. And then once I was leaving companies, I was like, man, that's a lot of shit to carry with me. And Greyhound is not going to let you carry all that stuff on there, you know, and you don't want to do that on Greyhound. Okay. So I start really traveling lightly. Even this truck here now that I'm in the process of owning, I don't have a lot of stuff in here, just clothes and food that's in the refrigerator. But I don't have anything in here that I can't walk away in 30 minutes or less when I feel the heat around the corner. What quote of movie is that? But listen, fellas and ladies, I'm uneasy about this thing here. You know, I don't like how Prime should probably, you know, and here's the thing, you know, safety, you know, what happens is this girl, she had a YouTube channel, and I think allegedly she made a video while driving. And that's a big no-no in mega carriers. And the reason that's a no-no is you could be a safe driver. You could be, you could be in the middle of the road by yourself, middle of the highway, but it's 6 months down the line when you get into an accident and the attorney looks at your YouTube video and he sees that, hey, this person was unsafe. It just makes Prime very liable for legal costs. And right now we have a situation where juries are renegade. Okay, they will give a person $100 million settlement, especially a big corporation like Prime, who's worth billions of dollars. They will give a jury $100 million for an accident. Okay, and that's why Prime safety has to move like the way they move. Okay, but I don't like this scenario for either of the parties. And I just want you guys' opinion about it. A lot of truckers are like, oh, she committed the ultimate sin, abandoning equipment on the highway. But these companies out here are doing drivers dirty. Okay, there's people out here who have not made an income. Do you understand? You are literally working for free. These are times of slavery. Okay, there's lease operators out here because of this poor market and the poor load situation are not barely making money to pay their bills at home, let alone put any money away for emergency situations. So you got to be compassionate towards that. Okay, and that's why I say Prime should have did a better job of terminating this employee. If you're going to terminate somebody, okay, especially a lease operator who works for your company, bring them back to the yard and terminate them. Okay, so you can give them an opportunity to get their truck to the yard and give them an opportunity to get home. Okay, don't be such a knee-jerk reaction and say, hey, you're fired on the road. Drop the truck off in Florida and you live in Kansas, or this young lady live in Atlanta. Still, or get her a load to Atlanta and tell her, look, hey, you need to put that truck in the shop, and then confiscate the truck, and tell her to come get her stuff. I mean, there's ways to do this other than having a knee-jerk reaction and terminate somebody on the road. And I looked at this young lady's videos. Even though she made a video of her recording herself driving, okay, boo-hoo, bad, don't do that. But there's ways to handle this stuff. So you don't have a situation where a driver says, F it, I'm leaving the truck in the middle of the road. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. Listen to this young lady's videos. She sounds like she's done with trucking, for now. So she might not even be worried about whatever they put on her DAC or whatever they say, And I'm gonna be honest with you, a DAC is not the ultimate killer. I don't know if you guys know this. I should tell you. But if somebody puts something bad on your DAC, it only stays like a credit report for a certain amount of time. And on top of that, because it's a consumer information report, you can always challenge this and get it off your report, like credit. Okay, it's not the ultimate killer. Like I told you guys before, there was a guy who had 13 abandonments, and the company I was sitting there with, they're like, hey, listen, we can't hire you because this is too many. Okay, they were considering hiring him. Okay, so there's people out here who can get a job. Now, right now we're in the poor market. The jobs are cutthroat. So now, yeah, you may not get a job now, but let this industry turn around to where it's a booming and they're desperate for drivers. Yeah, we'll look the other way for load abandonment. What happened? They screwed me. They cut my paycheck, kept all my money, and wouldn't let me get home. So I had to drive the truck to my house. Oh, okay, I understand. Have a good day. Don't abandon our equipment, please. I'm telling you, it does happen. So anyway, this young lady, I'm compassionate a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't want to put my 9-year-old daughter and myself on a Greyhound. Greyhounds are a little sketchy, okay? But this is why Richie Rich tells you, save some money. You got to put $1,000 or have access to, line of credit over $1,000 so you can rent a car and get your shit and get home, okay? But y'all tell me what you think. This is the big thing, on Facebook, and I seen it on Reddit. And last night I was on TikTok and I saw that, and I just had to laugh. I was like, wow, okay. But I feel for this young lady. I ain't gonna lie, I feel for her, but that's because I know how companies out here do. I'm not saying Prime's a bad company or anything, and that they purposely put drivers in situations like this, but I understand. I don't think it's right to do that, to abandon any equipment that you're given responsibility for. But on the other side of the coin, I understand why drivers do what they do sometimes. Okay. So from what I understood, the truck was left on the ramp and Prime immediately got to it. I mean, it's Atlanta, Georgia. There's hundreds of trucking tow companies there. So I'm sure it didn't stay there long. But that's some wild stuff. I wish I'd have been able to catch that on camera. Peace and love. Y'all tell me what you think. Out.